Hey guys, it's Sophina, the Diva, back here again. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to share some of my stories. I've had a lot of injuries. I broke my finger, which is like crooked for life. Good thing it wasn't my wedding hand. I'm so thankful for that. I've sprained both of my ankles like probably 5 times each. Pulled my hamstring. I pulled my butt. So weird, and just a whole bunch of other things that I've done as well. But the worst injury that I had was I fractured my back. Now, no, I didn't have to have surgery, which was awesome, and thank goodness. So I just like took off gym or whatever to heal that. Now I'm going to tell you my story about how I fractured my back and then how I came back from my injury. So here we go. So when I was an elite gymnast, I was going to the Karoli camp and I was training at camps and I had competitions there and all that fun stuff, and it was great. Things were going great. I had made the national team, went to Japan, and I competed at Japan and I won the gold medal in Japan on floor. One of my favorite events, as you know. Everything felt like it was going so great and amazing. So there was this one time that I went to the ranch. It was a competition. Usually when you go to camp, you go to camp for like 4 days, and then the last day you kind of show everything. Sometimes you just go to the camp and you just compete. So there was different things. This camp I went for a competition. I was on, I think floor was my last event to compete. It was going pretty well. So I went on floor, saluted, did my first pass, and then I went to my second pass, and my second pass was a front double full. I mean, if you're not a gymnast, then you may not know what it is, but it's twisting, you know, you twist forward. And that was one of my favorite passes to do. I love front tumbling and I like front twisting, and just front tumbling in general I love a lot. So I did this pass and I finished, and I was going through my dance. As I went through my dance, like, I was like, man, my back is kind of hurting. I was like, okay, I gotta push through. I had 2 more passes to finish, and then I was done with the meet. I did my other pass. I don't think it was very good. Finished, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I didn't tell my coach, and my mom wasn't with me, or my brother. No one was with me at the time because, like, we traveled to the ranch just to compete. I didn't tell my coach that my back was hurting because I was like, oh, maybe I just tweaked it a little bit. It'll be fine tomorrow. So the next day, we were at the ranch still and went in just for some training, light training, because we had already competed. My back was just still hurting, like, a lot. I was like, goodness, like, I can't tumble. I like felt like I couldn't do anything. So then finally I was like, told my coach, I was like, hey, my back is really hurting. I don't know what happened. I didn't remember tweaking it. And he's like, oh, okay, just take it easy today. And I was like, okay, I'll take it easy. So I just did like some basics and it was still really hurting. Then we flew back, was training at my club, and it was still really hurting a lot. Told my other coaches, and they're like, oh, like, talk to the team doctor. And so I talked to the team doctor, had, you know, my back x-rayed, and he's like, oh, you're fine, just take it easy. And I was like, okay. So I kept going. It still was really hurting. It wasn't getting any better. Then I finally went to a different doctor, and they're like, oh, you're fine, you know, just take it easy. I was like, okay. So I kept going, and then I went to physical therapy because I was like, maybe, you know, I just need something to be loosened up. So I went to physical therapy. They gave me all these different exercises to do. It helped a little bit because they were doing like some really deep massages. I went to a masseuse place as well. I just was trying everything to make my back feel better, and at times it felt a little bit better, but it hurt so bad. It hurt to go to school and sit down in a chair and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, goodness, like, and so I kept complaining to my mom, and then finally we went to another doctor, and this doctor looked at my x-ray and was like, it's obvious you have a fracture in your back. And I was like, oh, it's obvious? Then if it's so obvious, then why didn't the other 2 doctors see that it was so obvious? Oh, okay, my back is fractured. It wasn't anything, it wasn't the worst, because the worst would be surgery and stuff like that. He just said, you know, take off, I think he said like 3 months, take off 3 more months, because at that time, since I had fractured it, I think it had been 3 months already. I was training really hard, and then, so he was like, you need to take 3 months completely off so it could just heal by itself. I was like, okay, cool. It gave me an excuse to, really enjoy my high school life, because in high school I always left early for lunch. I never stayed for lunch, so I just left. I didn't get to be social. I left to go to practice. I left to go to the ranch and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, now I get to stay for lunch. And then my mom, being the great mom she is, she told me that I need to pick a activity to do so I could just still keep in the rhythm. And I had always loved dancing and acting, but I had stopped that to do gymnastics. I was nervous, and so I didn't want to do any of that stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to take the culinary class. It'll fulfill my requirement. And she's like, Sophina, you're not going to take culinary class. I was like, okay, well then I want to do the pottery class. And she's like, no, you have to choose between the dance team and drama. And I was like, so nervous. But I didn't want to tell her that I was nervous. That's why I was picking those other things. Which one do I want? Which one do I want to do? I picked dance. So I joined the dance club first because it was I couldn't do the team. So I did the club and we had a performance and it was so much fun, and I had forgot how much I loved to dance again, and I felt like my old self, in a sense, just my other self, you know. I had my gymnastics self, and then I had my dance self, and then I had my acting self. So I felt like that dance self again, and it was just so awesome, and I was so thankful that, not thankful that I fractured my back, but I was thankful that I got the opportunity to enjoy my high school life, and I got to go to prom and all that fun stuff. But I feel like everything happens for a reason, and that fracture definitely happened for that. I mean, I didn't get to, you know, train for the Olympics and all that kind of stuff because I fractured my back, but I got a scholarship to UCLA, and I was so thankful to have those opportunities to go back to. So I was out for 3 months, and then I was graduating. And so how the time frame worked was like I went to school and was off, and then I went to graduate, and then I was supposed to go to summer school for college. I didn't get to go back to practice, so I hadn't done gymnastics for like over 3 months at that time. You know, like fitness, you know, but that whole time I was preparing to come back. After I went to college for summer school, but we didn't train too hard. It was just kind of getting back into the motion, and as well, I didn't really train because I was off of gymnastics. I was getting my skills back. It wasn't that hard to get my skills back because I had done so much work before to prepare myself to come back from my injury. So yeah, that's my little story about my fractured back and how I came back from my injury. After the summer school, I like gradually got my skills back. Then when everyone came back from regular school, we all trained, you know, went to preseason, you know, worked our butts off, and then competed. That's my story. Please make sure to like this video and my other videos, and make sure to subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at Sofina.Diva and on Twitter at Sofina_DeJesus. Thanks for watching. Bye!